Hello, awakened beings. Welcome to this channel. Here I do tarot and oracle readings to support you along your spiritual journey. If that interests you, feel free to check out any other content on the channel as well as interact with this video as you feel called to. Today's reading is for Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Love messages, whether you're single or coupled up, just general love messages. All right, let's go. Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising, general love messages. Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, Aries. Aries. Three of Pentacles. I see contact with somebody. Five of Swords, okay. And the Celestial Weaver. We've got 10 of Pentacles. Okay. Clarify Three of Pentacles. Whoa. Alright, I'm going to tell you right now, Aries, I'm tired of y'all throwing my cards around. Five of Swords. Align your life. Celestial Weaver. I'm picking up the energy of somebody who has been either dating or in contact with somebody romantically, but has taken more of a pause to either like find themselves or get their priorities in order. Or just that situation wasn't working out. So I do see like there was a relationship here. We started out with Three of Pentacles, you know, interacting, being in communication, forming something, layering progress. So there is some sort of bond here that is a little bit more than acquaintances. So it's giving more than first date or just met type of thing. And if it is kind of like first date thing, it feels like you guys have been talking for a while or exchanging communication for a good amount of time. But I do feel we have the crumbling. What are you clinging on to? So I do feel like there's some sort of barrier on this relationship or interaction with this person or people. It could be, you know, like a past wound. Okay. Or it could be somebody else. Yeah, it feels more like a past wound for some of you, and for others it's more like I said, just trying to get your priorities in order and trying to like give time or space for yourself. So we have this person here, this is Five of Swords, who has stepped away, and it's just kind of like it's giving more Four of Cups energy. We don't have Four of Cups here, but I do feel that energy coming through as well. Okay. And then, you know, the Celestial Weaver here as the last card this is the card. It kind of reminds me of the Fool, which is your major arcana. But the Fool and the Celestial Weaver are basically this energy of like you are open to possibilities. You create your reality. You are in charge of what you say yes to, what you say no to. You know what I'm saying? So this is really like a power card of choice and manifestation. So I really just see that. And then we have 10 of Pentacles at the back of the deck. So I feel like you are focused on connection, like you want that, you want to continue to build. But I do see this barrier of just kind of needing to take time to figure out priorities. So this could be you or the person that you're involved with, but somebody has some things that they just need to get in order. It could have to do with finances, especially with 10 of Pentacles, because you could be interacting with somebody, or you yourself be somebody who just wants to have all your ducks in a row. You know, you want to make sure that you're financially stable, that your heart is open, that, you know, just that things are taken care of before you take this next step here. With the Celestial Weaver, like I said, this is possibility. So I just feel like, you know, when it comes to doors opening, it's usually helpful to clear some stagnant energy out. Align your life, right? Clear out the things you don't need to have to take with you. You know, the ties. I'm feeling like emotional ties or connection ties, and that's what I was saying. Like somebody is holding on to something from the past, and it could be impacting their current relationship or their ability to connect with another person. So yeah, so this question here, the crumbling, what are you clinging on to? I feel like that's a very powerful question here at this time. Go ahead. I do feel like if there's any kind of conflict here between you and another person, like if somebody's quick to anger or quick to get upset or something like that, that you could be just like taking time away. Because look, there's water here and then there's like sky. And usually, like water, like if you think of the ocean and then the sky on top, right? They're on opposite sides. It's giving like a little bit of temperance. And so I feel like, there could have been some sort of conflict or challenge or, argument, something that just came up between the two of you. It could, for some of you, it's that. But ultimately, I do see somebody taking time away to like get their emotions in check. And that takes me back to this Ten of Pentacles where I was talking about, getting all that, lining up all the ducks in a row, making sure everything's squared away, things are cleared out in order to move forward more open. Celestial Weaver, right? So, if you are questioning your relationship or things like that, I feel like any conflict within this relationship or a blockage in you finding a relationship or connecting with somebody could just, like I said, it has to do with something that's being held on to, and whatever is being held on to is something that has control over your emotions. Okay, something that's making you feel either defensive, combative. You might be saying spiteful things, or they might be saying spiteful things, or just there's just like this emotional ear regulation that I am picking up on. That could be a barrier to a connection, forming a connection, or maintaining a connection. Okay. Okay, we have no, wait, postpone, pause, say no. And this is coming out here under the Celestial Weaver. So I do feel like you have high hopes for this relationship or for a particular relationship, because again, we do have Ten of Pentacles. So you could be talking to somebody that you really see a family with, you want to marry, you want to move in together with, or if you don't already have those things, but it's somebody that you want to continue with. But with Nine of Swords underneath this, and then we also have the Phoenix, it just seems like there needs to be a drastic change in this relationship for it actually to work out. Somebody needs to have they need to release fears and the past, because we have Nine of Swords, which is somebody who is tormented like mentally of, it could be from memories, past traumas, past hurts, or fears about what's going on when it's not actually going on. So this is literally Nine of Swords is like this card of illusion, okay? And so I feel like in order for this relationship to form, to prosper, to develop, the Phoenix needs to happen. This person, you or this person, needs to have some sort of awakening or transformation of self to be, to release fear, honestly. Okay, what else? And so I do feel with this wait, postpone, pause card under the Celestial Weaver, that remember, this is our, limited or unlimited possibilities, having the mind open to what can happen. So I do feel like, if you're really hopeful about maintaining the connection here, that allowing this pause, allowing for priorities to get in order, allowing for you or the person to get your emotions in check, to actually confront and deal with the past, whatever is causing this friction, that is going to, like, I feel like there's no moving forward without that part. And so this, I just feel like, and then even we have thunder here as well too along this path. And so thunder symbolically symbolizes like an aha moment, a tower moment, so to speak, where some like this huge shift happens. And so, yeah, I just feel like there needs to be this change in your energy, or the person or the other person's energy, to where things can where to where you can get to this 10 of Pentacles. So whether, if that happens, you could get to this 10 of Pentacles with the person you're with, or you might have to step away and find that elsewhere, but you have to do your own work, the same work, in order to attract that. So the celestial weaver, like I was talking about, is a manifester, okay? And so your energy has to be aligned to what you're trying to attract. So if you've done this, if you've confronted fear and illusion, if you've got your ducks in a row, and that person is struggling to catch up with you, okay, so then this is where this card is asking you to align your life. What needs to change? What choice do you want to make? Okay, with this Five of Swords, I primarily see it as a pause, okay? I don't see the door closing all the way. And that's why with this no, I do feel like it's coming more as a postpone, and allowing you or the other person to have that energetic shift. But I will say that if that energetic shift doesn't, come through, then you have a decision to make for yourself. Okay. But I definitely see more of a pause than something concrete and over. So, but at the end of the day, don't let tarot tell you what to do. You make your own decisions. Okay. Let's pull this card here. Am I communicating my needs? Excuse me. Okay. Your needs matter. What are you needing right now that you haven't communicated? What are you afraid of? Is it possible that what you are fearing is not true? Today's soul action. Journal these answers. What are my needs? Am I saying no and yes enough based on my desires? Am I telling my full truth? Do I believe that my needs matter, and do I share them with others? Do I ask for what I want? When communicating my needs, what am I resisting and with whom? What do I need in order to feel safe enough to express my needs? Okay. I do feel like with this Five of Swords that I feel like when somebody gets upset, either you or the other person, it becomes very challenging to communicate. So I feel like, the journaling prompt could be helpful for you as an individual or them as an individual. But in terms of working through the relationship, you guys would have to figure out how to work through that. So if somebody becomes so upset that they can no longer communicate, then yeah, sometimes, walking away from the situation, letting it cool down, and then finding time later to address things. I know for me, if things aren't addressed right away, then I don't care anymore. Like, I'm not going to be angry for like weeks and weeks. Like, I do not care. If after 24 hours and we don't talk about it, okay, I don't care. So, but I know for others, if that's swept under the rug and, then it might be helpful to write down what you need to say until the appropriate time to circle back around to it. So I don't know. I just feel like there's a message here about communication between the two of you in terms of, like I said, emotional regulation, but also communicating through that. What does the person need when they're upset? What do you need when you're upset? What's going to be the best course of action? Okay. But ultimately, yeah, I just feel, and I feel like communication could be what is kind of breaking down the relationship a little bit. And it could have to do with, like I said, communication from the past. Like, you're used to somebody talking to you a certain way, you're used to somebody like arguing with you or whatever, but this person is more of the pull away type instead of like arguing. And so you're not used to not having that back and forth or something, or I don't know. But yeah, anyways, I just heavily feel that the past is influencing your current situation either with the person or just you, to where it's impacting your ability to connect. So I would say, like I said, you got your card here. Your needs matter. Okay. So, all right, there you go, Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising. That was your reading. Good luck on your journey. Take care.